We've seen all sort of things happening right now with regards to the U.S. and its strike. Two Trinidadians have been killed. Right? There's argument.
How you come up with that?
Well, relatives of two men believe that they were killed.
And that's what I'm trying to explain to people, right? Now, while we're sympathetic to the cause that these things are, persons are making those statements, what facts do we have? If you go on a ship or on a boat, what determines that he was on the boat? Not a passenger manifest or something like that? If you're on a plane, it's the same thing. You have a soul, where you tell how much souls are on the ship, on the plane, as the case may be. We have received no such information other than what we see on the public social media and from mainstream media. I suggested early that the family should have gone and made an official report and give the police the information that they would have. It would be easier for the police to do their work. But that it doesn't exist. And I recall this. Some years ago, right in San Juan, a family came and said a man was dead. And the circumstances much similar to what we are watching at now. Only to realize the man was breaking or hiding from the police and went to another country where he still resides. So I don't know if you understand where I'm coming from. However, once the information comes to law enforcement or to my ministry, I will ensure that law enforcement take the appropriate steps to understand what is happening. We are able to identify the persons if they are in fact so. And if they have bodies, we'll have the bodies handed over to the family as the case may be. You understand what I'm saying?
Well, in this instance,
and let me just also
yeah,
say
sure.
this. Let me also say this. A lady called yesterday, my ministry breathless, and she said, you know what, look how these things unfold. The lady said, Mr. Alexander, I wished that the US would have come and engaged this situation 10 years ago. And I say why? And when she explained who she was, I recall working in Northeastern Division, she would have lost her 2 children to drugs. And they died. So you see, in one breath, if that is the case, one man is benefiting and other person suffering. You understand? From the same activity.
But in this instance, we're seeing what has been described by the opposition as extrajudicial killings. You made mention of evidence and these things of the manifest and of the records. What information, if any, does the government have from the US that would confirm that these men had narcotics on the boat?
Well, as I said before, there are certain things we wouldn't discuss just yet until we get a full report from the government of the United States. We are not entitled to discuss that as I speak. However, the same individual that the grandmother is saying is such a good boy, we would have seen in 2018 where he stand. You see?
I saw that as well.
Where he stand. And you know the funny thing is, you all sometimes surprise me, you know. You all speaking to somebody, interviewing that person, the person said to you all, well, the boy is a good boy, but let's make a run. And nobody here, no media house, said, I wonder what run you talking about, my lady? What run you talking about? So in other words, I was probably it's cricket, but I didn't see him in the T20 the other day, so it couldn't be cricket, right? So, and this is what I'll be talking about sometimes when you all come to me and I give you something to hold and say, well, hey. Because sometimes I would have asked that question, what run you talking about? And go deeper. But sometimes, it's not going deeper, It's to look to see where the relative agency may have faulted, as the case may be, and not the individual themselves.
Well, even if there was some faulting on his part, the argument is there was no judicial process in terms of him being found guilty and ordered to be executed.
Well, as I said before, these things are happening outside of our waters. You see?
But it's happening with some sort of support from the government.
Anybody from Trinidad was on that ship that did that? Or anybody from Trinidad would have guided anything in those persons' direction, sir?
But the Prime Minister would have said, kill them all violently, which is giving support to the operation, which means that the government is in support of such operations.
Well then, that's an opinion that you need to dissect. Yeah, you need to go to autopsy with that statement that you make. I think that calls for an autopsy where you are concerned, because you're saying that. So let me ask, so if I say right now, listen, I have support for persons driving under the influence of drink or drunk to such an extent that they are incapable of having proper control of their vehicle, and a man just kill a man down there, You're blaming me?
No, we're just saying you're supporting such action.
Oh, okay.
So isn't the government supporting?
I don't support good media.
And I support
Should I
good
be supporting
politicians.
you?
Yes, of course.
All right, okay.